Virgo, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up with your energy open, because what I am about to channel for you is not gentle. It is not soft. It is a lightning strike in a dark room, and it is going to illuminate corners you did not even know existed. I need to stop right here, right at the threshold of this reading, because what is coming through your field is making my hands shake. I have been doing this work for a long time, and I have encountered deception before. I have encountered betrayal. I have encountered the sting of discovering that someone you trusted was not who they pretended to be. But what I am seeing in your energy right now, Virgo, is something else entirely. This is not just one lie. This is not just one betrayal. This is an entire architecture of secrecy that has been constructed around you, behind your back, in the shadows where you were not looking. And the weight of it, the scale of it, the sheer audacity of what has been hidden from you is so staggering that I have never seen this exact configuration in any reading before. Virgo, people have been keeping things from you, not small things, not innocent omissions, not the kind of secrets that people keep to protect your feelings. No, this is systematic. This is strategic. This is a coordinated effort, whether by one mastermind or by a network of whisperers, to control what you know, what you see, and therefore what you believe about your own reality. They have been operating behind your back. They have been meeting without you, talking without you, making decisions that affect your life, your reputation, your opportunities, your relationships, all while smiling in your face and acting like everything was fine. And the most devastating part, the part that is going to make your knees weak when it fully hits you, is that you sensed it. Some part of you has been picking up on this for a long time. That feeling in your gut, that moment of doubt, that time you walked into a room and the conversation stopped too suddenly, that time you saw a look exchanged between people that you could not quite decode, that time you were told you were overthinking, being paranoid, imagining things, when in fact you were perceiving reality more accurately than anyone around you. You were not crazy, Virgo. You were right, and the proof is coming. Let me tell you what really happened, because that is why you are here. You are not here for vague comfort. You are here because some part of you knows that the story you have been told is not the full story, that the narrative you have accepted about certain situations, certain relationships, certain failures or disappointments in your recent past has been carefully curated by people who needed you to believe a specific version of events, a version where you were too much, too sensitive, too difficult, too demanding, a version where your reactions were the problem, not their actions, a version where your boundaries were framed as controlling, your standards as unrealistic, your intuition as irrational. They needed you to believe that you were the common denominator in your own struggles, because if you ever looked up and saw the web they had woven around you, the entire illusion would collapse. And Virgo, the illusion is collapsing right now, as we speak. The threads are snapping, the masks are falling, and the truth, the raw, unfiltered, undeniable truth of what has been happening behind your back is about to land in your lap with a force that will rearrange everything. I need you to understand the mechanics of this, because understanding how they did it is going to help you process what you are about to learn. This was not random gossip. This was not casual bad-mouthing. This was a deliberate campaign to manage your perception. They studied you. They knew that you are observant. They knew that you notice details. They knew that you have a sharp mind and an even sharper intuition. So they could not simply lie to your face, not outright, not in ways you could easily fact check. Instead, they used a more insidious strategy. They controlled the flow of information. They decided what reached you and what did not. They filtered your reality. They became the gatekeepers of your social world, your professional world, or even your family world, and they used that position to shape what you believed was true. If someone liked you, they found ways to diminish that person's credibility before you could get too close. If an opportunity was coming your way, they found ways to intercept it, to delay it, to poison it with doubt, or to take credit for it before it ever reached you. If there was a conflict, they made sure you heard their version first, carefully crafted to make you look unstable if you ever tried to defend yourself. They planted seeds of doubt about your own judgment. They made you question your memory. They used your own integrity against you by convincing you that giving people the benefit of the doubt was the highest virtue, even when those people were actively working against you. And they did it all behind your back, while they were looking you in the eye and calling you friend, while they were hugging you and saying they had your best interests at heart, while they were accepting your help, your loyalty, your time, your energy, your resources, and then turning around and using those very things as weapons against you. They told others that you were the one who was difficult, that you were the one who caused problems, that you were the one who could not be trusted, even as they were the ones systematically dismantling your support system piece by piece. But here is what they did not calculate, Virgo. Here is where their entire scheme falls apart. They underestimated your connection to truth. They thought that if they controlled the information, they controlled you. They thought that if they kept you in the dark long enough, your light would dim. They thought that if they isolated you from the truth, you would eventually stop looking for it. They were wrong. Because truth is not just information, truth is a frequency. And you, Virgo, are tuned to it. You have been walking around with static in your ears, yes, because they jammed the signal, but the signal was always there, and now the interference is clearing. I am seeing the revelation, Virgo. I am seeing the moment when the curtain gets ripped down, and it is not going to come from you digging or investigating or forcing answers out of people. No. The universe is delivering this to you. The karma that they accumulated by keeping you in the dark is now demanding light, and the light is coming in ways that cannot be denied. A message sent to the wrong person, a recording made by accident, a confession spilled in a moment of guilt or arrogance, a document that surfaces, a witness who finally finds the courage to speak, a pattern that becomes too obvious to ignore. Something is about to break open, and when it does, you are going to see the full map of what has been hidden from you. And Virgo, it is bigger than you think. That is what I need you to prepare for. You are not just going to discover one lie. You are going to discover a network of them. You are going to realize that situations you blamed yourself for were actually engineered, that opportunities you thought you lost were actually stolen or blocked, that relationships that ended were not ended by natural causes but were poisoned by whispered words you never knew about, that your reputation in certain circles was carefully sculpted by hands that smiled while they molded clay into a shape that did not resemble you at all. You are going to find out that people you thought were neutral were actually complicit, that people you thought were friends were actually informants. that people you trusted with your vulnerabilities used those vulnerabilities as currency in conversations you were never meant to hear. It is going to hurt. I am not going to lie to you. There is a particular pain that comes from discovering that your reality was partially fabricated by people you loved or respected. It is a form of grief. You will grieve the time you spent doubting yourself. You will grieve the relationships you maintained out of loyalty to people who were betraying you. You will grieve the versions of events you accepted because you believed that no one would look you in the eye and lie so brazenly. But Virgo, that grief is temporary, and what comes after it is a power so absolute that it will redefine your entire life. Because once you see the map, you cannot be lost again. Once you know who was moving the pieces, you are no longer a pawn in their game. Once the lights come on, the shadows lose their terror. And the people who have been operating behind your back are about to find themselves in the most terrifying position imaginable, exposed. I have never witnessed what I am seeing in your karmic field right now. Usually, when deception is revealed, it happens in private, a confession, a confrontation, a quiet acknowledgement that allows the betrayer to save some face. But Virgo, that is not what is happening here. The exposure that is coming for these people is public. It is dramatic. It is undeniable. And it is being orchestrated by forces far beyond human manipulation. I am seeing reputations crumbling, not because you are attacking anyone, but because the truth itself is a weapon that cannot be disarmed. I am seeing liars being caught in their own nets. I am seeing conspirators turning on each other because the pressure of the coming light is splitting their alliance apart. I am seeing the exact same people who crafted stories about you becoming the subjects of stories themselves. And those stories are not kind. The unprecedented element of this reading is the perfection of the exposure. It is not messy. It is not ambiguous. There will be no room for them to spin it. No room for them to say you are misinterpreting, overreacting, or making things up. The evidence is going to be so clear, so concrete, so impossible to twist that even the people who were fooled by their performance will have to acknowledge that you were right all along. And Virgo, that acknowledgement is going to come to you from unexpected sources. People who stayed silent will suddenly speak. People who were distant will suddenly approach you with apologies and admissions. People who believed the worst about you will be forced to confront how easily they were manipulated, and some of them will have the integrity to come to you and admit it. You are not going to have to defend yourself. That is the miracle here. You are not going to have to explain, to argue, to present your case, to fight for your credibility. The truth is arriving prepackaged with its own proof. All you have to do is receive it. All you have to do is stand in your integrity, which has never wavered, and let the facts speak. And they will speak loudly. They will echo in places you did not even know the lies had reached. They will correct distortions you did not know existed. They will restore balance in ways you did not think possible. But Virgo, I need to warn you about something. When this revelation comes, you are going to feel a very specific temptation. You are going to want to confront them. You are going to want to demand answers. You are going to want to look them in the eye and say, "How could you?" You are going to want to make them feel the weight of what they did. And that impulse is natural. It is human. It is righteous. But I am here to tell you that the highest victory is not in their moment of humiliation. It is in your moment of elevation. The universe is not exposing them so that you can have a dramatic showdown. The universe is exposing them so that you can be free. And freedom does not require their apology. Freedom does not require their acknowledgement. Freedom does not require you to engage with their energy at all. These people, the ones who moved behind your back, who whispered in shadows, who traded in your secrets and your reputation like currency, are about to experience a collapse of their own making. The structures they built to contain you are going to become their prisons. The narratives they spun are going to tangle around their own feet. The alliances they formed based on lies are going to fracture because lies make terrible foundations. And they are going to watch with a horror that you do not need to witness as their own lives begin to reflect the dishonesty they projected onto you. That is how karma works. Not as punishment from you, but as natural consequence returning to its source. I am seeing something else that I have never seen before. I am seeing that one of the primary architects of this secrecy is going to try to reach out to you after the exposure. Not to apologize sincerely, but to do damage control. They are going to try to rewrite the narrative again, this time framing themselves as misunderstood, as struggling, as acting from a place of pain or fear. They are going to try to pull you back into the dynamic by appealing to your compassion, your empathy, your well-documented willingness to see the best in people. And Virgo, you need to be ready for this. You need to recognize that their outreach is not a bridge to healing. It is another attempt to control the story. If they truly respected you, they would have spoken the truth when they had the chance. They would have come to you in the dark before the light forced their hand. The fact that they are coming to you now, after exposure, proves that their motivation is not love or remorse. It is self-preservation. You do not owe them your ear. You do not owe them your understanding. You do not owe them the comfort of knowing that you forgive them, especially not while you are still processing the magnitude of what they did. Forgiveness is your right to claim when you are ready, on your own timeline, for your own peace. It is not an obligation they can demand to make themselves feel better. And the most powerful thing you can do when they try to re-enter your space is to remain silent, to let the truth stand without your commentary, to let their guilt be their own burden to carry. Virgo, let me tell you what this revelation is going to unlock for you. While you have been living under the weight of this hidden machinery, while you have been doubting yourself because the feedback loop around you was poisoned, you have still been growing, you have still been building, you have still been becoming. Imagine what happens when the brake that you did not know was pressed is suddenly released. The acceleration is going to be startling. I am seeing opportunities that were blocked beginning to flow toward you with unusual speed. I am seeing relationships that were sabotaged being restored or replaced by connections that are deeper and more authentic than anything these whisperers could offer. I am seeing your creative energy, your professional energy, your spiritual energy surging forward because it is no longer being drained by the invisible war. You are fighting against people who refused to face you honestly. Your intuition, Virgo, is about to be validated in ways that will permanently silence your inner critic. That voice that told you that you were imagining things, that you were too suspicious, that you should just trust people more, is about to be replaced by a deep, unshakable knowing. You will never again second guess the red flags you see. You will never again allow someone to gaslight you into believing that your perception is flawed. You will never again give your loyalty to someone who has not earned it through consistent, visible, honest behavior. This experience, painful as the revelation will be, is forging you into someone who cannot be deceived. And that is a superpower. I want to speak about the people who were complicit but not primary architects, the ones who heard the whispers and did not correct them, the ones who saw the manipulation and looked away, the ones who accepted the lies because believing them was easier than defending you. These people are also going to be affected by the coming light. Some of them will be relieved. Some of them have been carrying guilt, and the exposure will free them to finally speak. But others, the ones who enjoyed the drama, who fed off the secrecy, who used your situation as entertainment or as a way to feel superior, they are going to find themselves caught in the backlash. Because when you operate in darkness, you become vulnerable to darkness. And the same channels they use to spread deception about you are about to become channels for their own exposure. Secrets have a way of turning on their keepers. And the network that was built to contain you is about to become a network of mutual destruction for everyone who participated in it. This is cosmic justice at a level I have never witnessed. It is not just about you being vindicated. It is about truth reasserting itself in your entire ecosystem. The lies created a distortion field. That distortion field affected everything. It affected how people saw you. It affected how you saw yourself. It affected the choices you made, the risks you took or did not take, the doors you walked away from because you believed you were not ready, not worthy, not capable. And when that distortion field collapses, reality is going to rush back in. The real you, the capable you, the worthy you, the ready you, and the people who are meant to be in your life are going to see you with a clarity that the lies could never fully obscure. Virgo, I am seeing a specific timeline. I am seeing that within a very short window, you are going to receive information that changes everything. It might come in a conversation you were not expecting. It might come in a piece of mail, a message, a social media post, a chance encounter, a dream that leads you to ask the right question. However it arrives, you will know it when you see it. It will resonate in your body before your mind fully processes it. Your gut, which has been screaming truths that your heart did not want to believe, will finally relax. It will say, I told you so. And instead of feeling bitter, you will feel liberated. When that moment comes, do not rush to act. Do not rush to confront. Do not rush to post, to announce, to declare war. Sit with it. Let it settle into your bones. Let it confirm what you already knew on some level. And then let the universe handle the distribution of consequences. Your job is not to be the executioner of karma. Your job is to be the beneficiary of truth. Your job is to step into the space that is being cleared for you, to accept the restoration of your peace, to allow your name to be cleared without you having to scrub it yourself. I am seeing that some of the people who were most active behind your back are going to experience a very specific kind of downfall. They are going to lose credibility. They are going to lose allies. They are going to find that the very people they recruited into their campaign against you are the first to abandon them when the truth comes out, because people who are willing to believe lies about someone else are generally not loyal to anyone. They are going to watch their own support systems dissolve, and they are going to be left with nothing but the reflection of who they really are, stripped of the masks and the narratives and the performances. And that reflection is going to be unbearable for them. But, Virgo, that is not your concern. Your concern is the future. Your concern is the life that is waiting for you on the other side of this revelation, a life where you do not have to question every kind word, where you do not have to analyze every interaction for hidden motives, where you do not have to carry the weight of other people's dishonesty. A life where your relationships are built on transparency, where your success is celebrated instead of sabotaged, where your light is amplified instead of dimmed by jealous hands. You are entering a season of radical honesty, not just from others, but from yourself. You are going to get very clear, very fast about who deserves access to you. Your standards, which were already high, are about to become non-negotiable. Your boundaries, which people tried to frame as walls, are going to be recognized for what they always were, the necessary protection of a sacred space. And the people who are meant to stand in that space with you are going to arrive not through manipulation or performance, but through resonance. They will vibrate at your frequency. They will not need to hide. They will not need to scheme. They will simply show up consistently, honestly, and in the light. The unprecedented twist of this reading, Virgo, is this. The people who kept all this from you believed they were protecting themselves. They believed that if you knew the truth, you would be dangerous, that your power, your clarity, your ability to discern right from wrong would threaten their position. And they were right. You are dangerous to deception. You are dangerous to manipulation. You are dangerous to anyone who profits from keeping you small, confused, or isolated. But they made a fatal error. They thought they could keep the truth from you forever. They thought the shadows were deep enough and their control was strong enough. They did not realize that the universe keeps receipts, that every lie leaves a trace, that every whisper behind a closed door vibrates through the fabric of reality, and that you, Virgo, with your precise, analytical, truth-seeking soul, were always going to be the one who could not be kept in the dark indefinitely. The light is here, the truth is arriving, the secrets are surfacing, and you are about to discover that everything you sensed, everything you felt in your bones, everything you were told was paranoia or oversensitivity was real. It was all real. And the validation of your reality is going to be the most healing medicine you have ever received. Do not be afraid of what you are about to learn. Be ready, be grounded, be surrounded by people who genuinely love you, and know that no matter how shocking the revelation, you are built to handle it. You are built to rise from it. You are built to become even more powerful, more discerning, more radiant because of it. The people who played behind your back are about to learn that you were never the fool they took you for. You were the one they could not fool forever, and forever just ended. Stand tall, Virgo. The truth is your ally. The light is your home, and your back is no longer a target for hidden knives. Everything is about to be revealed, and you are going to be just fine. Thank you so much for being here. If this reading resonated with you, do not forget to like and subscribe for more messages. Protect your energy, trust your knowing, and I will see you in the next reading.